we commence the yajna, our very first pratna to the Devi is that may she bless the souls of all of those who have left us. May she bless the souls of those who have been taken by this vicious virus. And so may she bless the souls of our mothers that would have left us. May those souls receive her grace. And on their journey, may the Devi be their protective shield. We beg of her. As we remember those who have left us tonight, in your homes, wherever you are, say the prayer. Ask the Devi to bless their souls. Ask the Devi that this transition might be peaceful for their souls. Pray to the mothers who have lost their children, to the wives who have lost their husbands, to the husband who has lost wife, to the grandparents who have lost grandchildren. Pray tonight. Tonight we ask and we beg of you, O Devi, grant unto those souls bliss. Listen to our prayers. Tonight, pay tribute to your mother. In your mind, bow to her feet. Receive her hug and her blessing. But tonight, if she's not here physically, and maybe she will never be able to lift her hand physically and bless you again, then in your mind, remember her. Bow at her feet. Seek her grace. For every religion and every scripture tells us, honor mother and father, and our days and our lives shall be long. In Sanatan Dharma we are taught, Matri Devo, Pita Devo, our mother and our father, they were first gods. And tonight we remember them in our prayer. Listen to our prayer, O Devi. Just like Bhagavan Krishna has the ability to grant mukti to the souls, so too the Devi has the very same ability. So too she, through her energy, through her power, she is able to grant liberation to the souls. The ordinary mind sits and says, well, I want to have a yajna. And the ordinary mind says, well, I want to listen to the Ramayana, I want to listen to the Bhagavad, I want to listen to the Shiva Puran. But the extraordinary mind knows that there is a sequence in which you listen to the various kathas. It is prescribed according to scripture that after we sing the praises of the Bhagavad Mahapuran, the next Puran that you're supposed to listen to is the Devi Puran. It is scriptural. How so? In the Bhagavad Katha, when Raja Parikshit had died, and Raja Parikshit, his chariot was taking his soul to Vaikuntha, and his son began throwing the serpents in the Havan. Parikshit begged and he says, give me a chance to talk, I'm begging you, give me a chance to talk. Parikshit, who is dead, is asking to talk. Imagine you hear some dead person talking, what will you do? And Parikshit spoke and he says, instead of throwing the serpents in the fire, why don't you listen to the Devi Bhagavad? And in the Devi Bhagavad, a question is about to be asked. When a question is asked, the answer does not only benefit the person who is asking the question, but chances are, the answer that will come might be beneficial to those who are afraid to ask, to find out. Sometimes we feel as though we'll be looked down at or classed as being unintelligent when we ask questions. I've come to the conclusion that whether what your opinion of me is, because sometimes I pretend to be dumber than dumb, because I ask and I pretend I don't know, not for my benefit, but for the benefit of those around. In the very early stages of life, we were asked, what profession would you like to have when you grow up? And even in the secondary school arena, we were asked, what profession would you like to have? And I said to them, I could be anything but not a teacher. For I know what stress I would have caused in my teachers' lives because of the questions and the trouble I would have given. And I've heard that there is this thing called karma. And what goes around? But indirectly, I'm still a teacher. Tonight, Lord Brahma is in Brahmalok. And seated there very comfortably, Lord Brahma, he has a visitor. A visitor who has the ability to visit any realm. And who is this visitor? Narad Muni. The link between Brahma and Narad is that Narad Muni is the mind-born son of Lord Brahma. And that's the link. So Brahma is considered to be the father of Narad Muni. And so, as Narad Muni has entered, Narayan, 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 he's chanting. He goes and he sits. But sitting at the feet of Lord Brahma, he's about to ask. Not sometimes, but every time Narad makes an appearance, everybody wonders what is his motive. Everybody has to think, what is the motive or the intention behind his appearance? Would we like to have that kind of stigma to our name, to our character? Lord Brahma, who is the father, Lord Brahma is wondering what intentions he came with here. Why did he come? What trouble is he about to cause? You know, some people, when you look at them on their forehead, trouble is written. You know, some people on their forehead, peace is written. Do you know there are some people on their forehead, happy and jolly is written? Because whether what the situation is, they smile and they... I've never seen my mother upset. She goes to the funeral and she's laughing. I have to say to her, do you know the occasion? Somebody died, you're supposed to cry, not laugh. And she said, well, I saw something to laugh at. What's your problem? Tonight, Narad Muni sits at the feet of Lord Brahma. And Narad is asking, what is he asking? I recall and I could remember the epic that led to the appearance of the divine goddess. I could remember that the Devatas sat in this samaj, in this group, and sitting there, out of their third eye, energy came, and so the Devi was manifested. I could remember that the Devatas blessed her with the various weapons of destruction. But then tell me, is there any other epic about the arrival of the Devi? Is there any other kathas that could be told about the arrival of the Devi? And so Lord Brahma is about to tell. What will he do? Lord Brahma, hearing the request, hearing the question, Lord Brahma remains quiet for some time and he begins to ponder. The Katha says he begins to ponder. He begins to think now about how to tell what he knows. Sometimes even in my delivery, I have to stop and I have to ponder. Because I know exactly what to say, but I have to say it in such a way that it will be polished. Not to sound offensive. Not to cause hurt. But though I'm saying the very same thing that will cause hurt, I'm saying it in a polished way. And so to Lord Brahma, he's trying to think about how he can polish what he's about to say to Narad. Because he knows that chances are, Narad will take this information and he will misinform with it. That's how information gets tangled. Because what is said is not what is transmitted. Additions and subtractions happen. And so the essence of what is trying to be said is lost. And the message becomes very confusing. And so he's telling, what is he saying? Listen. He says at one time, there lived a demon. And so this demon, the name was Rambha. But Rambha was blessed to have a very powerful son. Powerful. What makes us powerful? Power. What makes us powerful? Hello? What makes us powerful? Money? Possession? A degree? A job? A good husband or a good wife? What makes you powerful? Knowledge? Character? I'm not going to answer. You answer. Brahma's son was very powerful. Would you consider yourself to be powerful or weak? Mama, you're powerful or weak? Very powerful he was. And so, what made him powerful? What made him powerful is that he had won the grace of all the devatas. We have many things that can be seen. We have many things that can be noticed. But there is one thing that cannot be seen. We'll hope that nobody will ever notice. But that is what makes us very powerful. It is called our relationship, our communion with Paramatma, with a being that is greater than us. And so, he had won the grace of all the devatas. And winning the grace of all the devatas, a demon will always be a good person will always be a not so good person will always be a confusing person to deal with. Because you never know where you are. And so winning the grace of all the devatas, what will happen? One day, he makes a decision in his mind. The most critical decisions, they're made in the mind first. Do you know? The most critical decisions should be made in the mind first. Do you know? The mind says that I'm going to get up and I'm going to move. And you know you'll get up and move? That girl who is sitting there, she has a midnight flight to New York tonight. And she said that I'm coming to the yajna wherever you are. And from the yajna, I'm going to the airport. Can I come? It begins in the mind. Caribbean Airlines wouldn't wait for her. They will not delay the plane waiting for her. So if she reached late, and the press always finish late, by the way, she has made the decision in her mind that I'm not going to leave without God first. She didn't come because of me, you know. She said, I want to come where the Devi Yajna is, wherever it is. And she said, I want to tell you something else. And I said, what? She said, bring in somebody with me. One other body. Can I have permission? In his mind, he sat and he formulated a plan. And formulating this plan, what will happen? Listen, it tells us. I have won the grace of all the devatas. Then which one of these devatas I am greater than? Which one of these devatas I am equal to in power? He's thinking. Which one of these devatas, they're weaker than me? What is classified as being strong? What makes you strong? What is the classification of strong? What will you call strong? How will you define that word, strong? There are some people who are strong physically, but they are weak emotionally. There are some people who are strong emotionally and physically, but they are weak mentally. And then we recognize that though we think we are strong, we are not strong as we thought we were. Or though we thought we were weak, we are not as weak as we thought we were. Last night, I said to the ladies of the group, I want you to come inside and bring the murti inside. The ladies. They wheeled the murti inside because it was on a trolley. And then I said to them, you're not done. Ladies, Merry Christmas. You must lift this murti by yourself and put it on the altar exactly where it is supposed to go. With your own hands, you must lift the murti. And they all started to babble. And I said to them, the more you babble, the less you'll get done. I said, so this is not a time to think or talk. It is a time to follow the instruction quickly. The instruction is, let us lift the murti. Do not hold any part of the murti. Only hold the base. But let us put the murti in spot. The babble said, in the babble I could hear, we can't do that. They have so much man outside and he wants we lift it up. And I could hear in the babble. But do you know that I know the strength that they possess? Because I have seen what they can do. In the kitchen, they lift the heavy pot by themselves without the help of any man. They strain the hot rice in the kitchen every day without the help of anybody. In Mama's case, the macaroni. Though we think that strength is measured based on muscles, strength is really measured on something that can be found inside of us. That is what makes us strong. Being strong is being disciplined. Discipline is one of the greatest strengths that we can have. To be disciplined. They say, Baba, how you could sit down and fold your foot for so much hours and you didn't move? Because you're disciplined. Your mind is disciplined. Anytime you tell your mind, my foot hurting, move it. Turn it the next side. I'll get you in a cramp here. Mani. But anytime you tell your mind, listen, I'm not sitting here forever. I'm sitting here for a short period of time. I want to sit here in the proper way. Discipline is one of the greatest strengths that we could have. Discipline of knowing when to speak, when to hush. Of knowing when to hear and when to pretend you're deaf. Of knowing when to act and knowing when to sit quietly. Of knowing when to eat and when to stop eating. Of knowing when to pray and when to play. Discipline. He sat and he wondered and he pondered, which one of these devatas I am greater than? And thinking like this, there is only one way that I could know. I must go and test this. He set out and he entered into the heavens and he went with the intention of mischief. Have you ever heard that word before? Mischief. You ever hear that word before? Mischief. What does it mean? A definition for mischief. Mischief. I took up my phone today and I called one of my aunts who lives all the way in central Trinidad, and I said to her, I almost reach, I hope you have food, and when I reach I will call you, you'll open the gate and I'll just run in and eat and I'll leave. Half an hour after I call her, I say, open the gate, I'm here. She said, just now I chunky in the dal. 10 minutes after she calls me and she says, were you called from the highway? The gate is open, I'm waiting. I have to stand here because the dog will go in the road. I say, you don't know today is April 1st? She said, you mean you make mischief with me and make me cook? She said, I was sleeping when you called and now I got up and I cook. Who will eat all this food? I said, so you didn't think it's April 1st? She said, what does April 1st have to do with you saying you're hungry? She said, well, the next time you call me, I will remind you it's April 1st, I'm not cooking. Because when you plant a seed, a fruit will come. But it might not necessarily be a fruit that you will want to enjoy in the future. He decided to go to make mischief. And so he started entering the various loks. And entering the loks, what will happen? Before he could enter, the Devatas, they started leaving one by one so that they will not meet him. Should we run away from our troubles or should we stand up and fight our battle? Should we run away from fight or should we stand up and fight? Danpal look like he go fight. But like me, I don't know about you, I drop in on and plane I did one time. No fight from me. I'm not fighting. The Devatas, seeing that he was coming, the Devatas, they started to leave their realms. And so they all gathered in Vishnu Lok, the abode of Lord Vishnu. But as he entered the various loks and recognized that it was empty, he's not sparing any lok. He's going. Have you ever been looking for somebody at home and you open all the room and you can't find them? And then out of nowhere they appear and they say, well, where you were? And they say, well, you didn't check the bathroom. I was in the bathroom. I hear you and I answer you, but like you didn't hear me when I answer. And so, gathering and reaching the Vishnu Lok, Lord Vishnu now says to them, it is only a matter of time before he comes here. So we must leave here. Where will we go? Where should we go? Then let us go to Shiva Lok, the abode of Lord Shiva. For surely this demon will not lose the key to his mind to come there. For he knows that Lord Shiva, there is no match to his power and his strength. The people we think that they are weak, they're really the strongest people you'll ever find, you know. Do you know? There are people we look at and you see them smiling all the time and happy all the time. But behind that smile, it's not even a cry, you know, it's a scream. Help me. Somebody listen to me. Somebody needs to know that it is not what it seems to be. Lord Bramha is telling Narad, Lord Vishnu guided all the Devatas to Shiva Lok. And so as they entered Shiva Lok, what will happen? They started chatting and chittering. And so Lord Vishnu gave an instruction to the Devatas. What will he say? As they entered into Shiva Lok, Lord Vishnu, hearing the chatter and the talking, Lord Vishnu, he said to them, Baite. Baite means what? Anybody knows? Baite. Sit down. And he says, Chup. Have you ever heard that word before? Chup. Chup. I'm going to teach you a new word tonight. Chup. In kindergarten, we were taught, take your finger and put it on your... Why the teacher will tell you that? So that you will stop? Ask me, I know God. Chup means to hush your talking. That's what it means. Chup. So now, a new word instead of saying, what's the word we say to stop talking? Is that a respectful or a disrespectful word? Shut up. Is that a respectful or a disrespectful word? So let me teach you a polished word. There's some words that there is no amount of English words that you can use to translate what it means. Chup. Chup means to hush your talking. Another word, Bhagavan. What English word can you use to describe or to bring some kind of meaning to that name, Bhagavan? Atma. The ordinary mind says Atma is soul. But it is not Atma, it is Jeev Atma. It is called Jeeva Atma and Bhagavan is called Parama Atma. It is our hope that when our Jeeva Atma leaves this existence, it will merge in oneness with the Parama Atma. A president called me at 2 o'clock in the morning to ask me, is a soul called a soul before birth or after there is birth, after there is appearance? And I said to her, is the night made to sleep or to wake? And she said to me, well, I have to ask before I forget. And I want to just tell you that I'm not going to wait until the Guru Puran to hear the answer. I want to hear it now. And if you have to read, well, now is a good time to get up and read. But I want to know the answer. But with a president like that and a group like that, I have to be reading all the time. Because the kind of questions they ask me, they have me in school every day, all the time. And we spoke for a long time about Atma, Jeevatma and Paramatma. And then never once in our conversation we spoke anything about soul anymore. We started talking about Atma, Jeeva Atma and Parama Atma. Because soul is not even a word sufficient enough to describe Jeeva Atma and Parama Atma. It is not sufficient to explain the meaning of. So, I have now adopted something new. In the Yagyas, now we are going to learn new words. I am just sorry, and it is unfortunate that the first word I have to teach you is chup. But chup means to hush, to be quiet. So now, instead of being disrespectful and saying anything else, you say politely, what's the word? I'm not hearing you, Ari. What's the word? Chup. Chup means quiet. Be quiet. And so, Bhagavan Vishnu says, Bete. Bete और चुप रहते करने वाली दिया का सपने का अपने का भगवान शंकर का सुंदर रूप करने वाली देखते का प्रार्थना करेंगे ही जिसमें का रक्षा दया करनी ही. Sit, be quiet and look at the beautiful form of Lord Shiva. And looking at the beautiful form of Lord Shiva, pray. But pray in your... And gazing at the beautiful form of Lord Shiva, they were praying in their mind. But all Lord Shiva was doing in return was smiling. Smiling, looking back at them and smiling. That's all he was doing. And this created a doubt in the mind of the Devatas. Now, tonight, this is something very important for us to listen to. It created a doubt in the mind of the Devatas. It is okay to have a doubt. It is okay sometimes to have a doubt. But it is always important to remind yourself that with God there is no room for a doubt. With Bhagwan and having full trust and conviction, there is no room for doubt. But it is okay to have a doubt. But you must remind yourself that there is no need to doubt. And so, as they started to doubt, they were wondering, will anything ever happen at all? Will Lord Shiva do anything at all? Sitting there and wondering like this, what will happen? Lord Shiva was just smiling. Have you ever had to smile through an embarrassment? Have you ever had to smile through an insult? Have you ever had to smile through something that is or might be devastating. Have you ever had to smile through that? Have you ever had to smile through a very bad, critical situation that could cause more destruction than anything else? Not only destruction to you, but destruction to everything and everybody around you. And you just have to smile, wear it with a smile. Lord Shiva is smiling. He's hearing the petition of all the devatas, but he's smiling. Have you ever looked at the Murti and seen the Murti vex before? You ever see a vex Murti? Let me ask an easier question. You ever see a vex Pundit before? Why everybody shaking their head like that? Shobhi, you ever see a vex Pundit before? Which Pundit is that? To answer. Lord Shiva is smiling. And so the Devatas is wondering, we're praying to him. It is a critical time and he just sit down here and smiling. Has somebody ever brought some kind of situation to you and in your mind you say, oh, why are you worrying? Why are you really worrying? They tell you, relax now. Everything will be okay. And they say, you saying relax? You and Nona? You know the kind of headache I have? And they say, come, we have Panadol for headache. You come sit down here. They say, well, I can't sit down. I'm worried. And so Lord Shiva smiling. Soon enough, what will happen? This Asura has entered into the lok of Lord Shiva. And as he enters into the lok of Lord Shiva, something happens. As soon as he enters, Lord Shiva's smile becomes even more broad. Now the Devatas, they're wondering, is he laughing at us or is he laughing with the demon or who is he laughing with? What is really happening now? And so seeing the disposition of Lord Shiva, this makes them frantic. They all jump up in fright and they begin to scamper everywhere. Tonight, when we are everywhere, then chances are it will be impossible for us to get somewhere. Because you can't be everywhere. You have to be somewhere. I'm listening to the online and I never talk about religion. I never talk about religion. I try to chup when it comes to discussing religion. But when I hear religious leaders who profess to be leaders of religion talking about other religions, it touches my nerve. And then you know what happens? Then I'm reminded the connection to my mind and my mouth, they're not connected properly. So I sometimes say something. And I'm listening to a religious leader saying that I was a Hindu for all of my life. And then I was not seeing my way and I only had trouble. And in a funeral he's saying this. He's the pastor now. And he says, but then I converted. And then I started to see my way and everything became. And you, in order to see your way, you have to be converted too. And in my mind I'm saying, he talking to the Pundit. And then he says, I throw away all the murtis and in my mind I'm saying, you have the murti, but how much times did you go to the murti and pray? You have the temple, but how much times did you go to the temple and pray? You have every single month in the Hindu calendar has something to celebrate and to encourage you to fast and to pray and to build a relationship with God. But you had all the excuses not to do that. But then you got a shortcut and you think that shortcut will take you to a place called heaven. So you behave like a demon here and then try to talk about everybody, including God, and put down God. A God-realized mind doesn't talk about any form of God and any other religion, because a God-realized mind recognizes that I have a religion and you have a religion, but God has no religion. But you have to be intelligent. And then in my mind I said, How come the dead man didn't get up from the box and walk? I'm asking. In my mind, I'm saying. But then I have a problem. The connection with the mind and the mouth just doesn't work. And I had to call and get his number. And I had to say to him, I want to tell you something. That when religion say to be fishers of men, it doesn't mean to convert anybody into a religion. But it means to help people who are drowning and in distress. Not create more distress. When you're converted, you become very diligent and attentive. And you're in the front row. And you want to dress up with the highest heel. You could put on high heel and go to temple too, you know. I have news for you. You could dress up and go to the temple too. Baba, if I put on a high heel and go in the temple, they go say I'm mad. Well, I have a better news for you. They'll say you're mad anyway. So better you do something to prove to them that you're mad. Rather than you be called mad when you did nothing to be called mad. Tonight I want to tell you that you don't have to be converted into anything. Do you want to know something that is shocking? You will go to every Hindu event and you'll go to every Muslim event, and never 1 minute you'll hear the Pundit saying, Krishna, be a Hindu. Because you know why? You cannot convert anybody into Hinduism. You are born into that. You are born into that. It is a part of you. It is a part of your life. It is a part of your existence. It is something that once it is awakened in you, you have a passion and love for it. Everybody talks about these children. Everybody talks about these children. How they sit and they perform the puja. There is something awakened in them that even when I don't want to do something, they force me to do it. We are having a yajna, a Devi yajna in this home where these children live. And this girl comes to me and she says to me, well, I want to have a puja and I don't want to have it in the yajna. I want to have it after the yajna and I want to have it private with me and the Devi alone. You could put a date? Another person will say, we have in yajna already, I done praying 9 nights. Where are I going to do more thing again? More work, more parsat, more flowers, more leaf. Because that's how the mind is designed. But when God say blessing, you stand up in front and you're borrowing a bowl to catch the blessing. Huh? Because your bowl overflow. So you're borrowing a bowl to catch the blessing. But when the time comes to work and to plant a seed and to do something that will bring forth success. I can't fast now, Baba, if I tell you. Me can't fast. When I fast, me da catch junjani. And if I tell you me that can't eat without some kind of curry sauce, well, eat aloo sauce, curry aloo. You would never notice. This man who sits to perform the puja, he's a vegetarian. Not now, not last year, not the year before that, 20-something years now. You would never know. This man and this lady, they are vegetarians. Every month in their home, they sit down and they do Satyanarayan Katha. Every month without fail, they sit down. They quarrel with me all the time. You want to put it date? What time you come in? You have us confused. You'll tell us the night before. We have all the excuse not to do the right thing. And then we say, God don't like we. We find a God that like we. It's not that you find a God that like you, no. You find something that suits your laziness. You find something that suits your ignorance. You have found something that will support you in not fasting and not praying and not... You have found something. And God doesn't only exist Sunday morning. I want to remind you. And God doesn't only exist in a church or a mosque or a temple. God exists every single day. And God is omnipotent and omnipresent and omniscient. And that means, just in English, let me tell you what it means. Here, there, and everywhere. That's what it means. Tonight, Lord Shiva begins to smile. Everybody stands up and everybody scampers. In one of our meetings, the Ganesh Utsav Foundation meetings, one of the members stood up and said, well, we're not saying anything because, when you're in the meeting, we're afraid to talk. And she thought that my reaction to that will be, well, I will say, well, talk now. Don't be afraid of me. I dragged my chair and I stood up and I said, you better be afraid. Everybody better be afraid. You should be afraid. Because do you know that somebody has to have authority? Even in a home, if the parents sit down and giggle about everything, a time will come when you'll have to hold your head and you'll have to bend it in shame. Do you know that? Because everything is a joke. But everything cannot be a joke all the time. You have to have somebody who is serious and who is level-headed and who is able to say yes and able to say no. And when that person says yes, yes means and no means. Yes mean no and no mean yes. Tonight, Lord Shiva, to bring some kind of discipline, the Damaru of Lord Shiva begins to shake. And as the Damaru begins to shake, the Devatas, they stop wherever they are. Tonight I want to tell you, it is scriptural and it is respectable when you're having the arti and the arti bhajan comes to an end, you stop wherever you are and you don't move. Tonight I want to tell you that if you are sitting in a yajna or puja or a place of worship and you have to leave, you never leave when the closing mantras are happening. Never. You bow first. Unless it is something very critical and you have to, then you leave. But other than that, you don't walk out. When worship is happening, no eating and drinking should take place. You should not serve food to the guests, nor should you sit and eat or drink anything while worship is happening. You should not chunky the pot while the puja is happening. You should not sweep on the guests or where the puja is happening. These are just some of the things to help us to become better Hindus. And actually not Hindus, but better human beings. As the Damaru begins to shake, all of the Devatas, they stop wherever they are. And as they stop, they turn in the direction of Lord Shiva. It is as though he's summoning their attention. And as they turn to Lord Shiva, something is about to happen. Nandi, the bull upon which Lord Shiva rides, Nandi becomes furious. Nandi begins to scrape the ground and he becomes furious. You ever seen the mad bull before? Have you ever seen the angry bull before? We have a whole cow farm that I promised to take you to. Maybe we'll take you and we'll see the angry bull. The only thing that calms the angry bull is, you know what? What calms the angry bull? The piercing in the nose. But it is not pierced on the side. It is pierced in the center. So that when it is stuck, the bull feels pain. And the bull will become calm. Nandi becomes furious. The serpent around the neck of Lord Shiva is as though it is trembling. And so seeing this, the Devatas wonder what is about to happen. What is going to happen? And then lo and behold, something happens. And so as the energy started to come out of the body of Lord Shiva, it formed the beautiful Devi, the divine goddess. And so as the goddess has taken her manifestation, the goddess immediately gets up. And you know what she starts to do? You know what she starts to do? She immediately starts to clean Mount Kailash. She starts to clean and fix and put and pull and tug and the Devatas have formulated in their mind that she has appeared. And now she has appeared to clean, to cleanse. And so she will get rid of this demon without a doubt in their mind. Our mothers are designed in a way, before they go to sleep, they think about what to clean. And when they get up in the morning, they think about what's the first thing they will clean. Our mothers are designed in such a way, they watch you and they say, hey, give me that jersey. And you say, why? And she says, well, I'm going to put it to wash. And they take it from you to put it to wash. That's how they're designed. They're designed to be cleaning and fixing all the time. They're designed that way. There's some people designed in another way too. They get up 10 o'clock from their bed and then they move to the couch. And then from 2 o'clock from the couch, then they go to the recliner. And then from the recliner, 3 o'clock, they take a bath to go back to sleep in their bed. I'm not sure if it's day or night or day, because now the curtain is blackout too. Day is night and night is day and everything blackout. Tonight I want to advise you, don't sleep out your life and waste your existence. Your existence was not given to you to sleep whole day and whole night. Get up and move. The more you lie down and rest and you're nostalgic and all the time, you're breathing sickness. And get up and move. Sleep till 2 o'clock and put on a walking show and walk for an hour in the evening. And that pacifies. That does nothing good for you. It does absolutely nothing good for you. Determination is everything. Do you know that? Determination is everything. You must be determined to be successful, and success will just come. With little or no effort, success will come. I'm promising you that. Well, I really can't help myself. But that's why we have yajna. That's why we have puja. That's why we have this kind of satsang. So that I could remind you that there is somebody who could help you out of your every trouble, out of your every situation. Who is that?